I'm getting lumber, all materials. Yeah, here. I gotta repair some stuff in the garage. 5/8 drywall, 2 sheets of 1/2 inch, sheet of 1/2 inch of CDX. That's for the hallway. And I'm just getting materials for the foyer. So I already showed you the drywall, and got the drywall and the CDX. Now I just have to get 15 2x4s, and that'll be outside. So I'm gonna back all the way out of here. Guess what I like about the framing lumber is typically outside. It's not inside. But I gotta get 15 studs, and ooh, it is filthy warm out. I think it's like 60, 64. That's hot. Believe it or not, that's hot. Yeah, it's a nice day. I figure I get the materials today. That way I'll probably just back up in my garage. Gosh, so I can't go down that row because they got their trucks in the way. They got all their shit in the way. How do I get... I'm gonna get some 2x4s, guys, and then get checked out. All right, guys, I'm back home, and we got a Foyer project, right? And come in, and we got all this. Obviously, I already have the light, so I have to pay for a light. But just to do this little project, put a little wall in. I need to add a wall. I'm going to do something custom on the back. The only thing that cost me would be the nails, the glue, but the wood, I'm going to use my aspens. Of course, the ceiling, I have to use whatever materials you need for the ceiling. And like I said, drywall, what's not. So I guess bottom line of this whole project, this little room, of what I'm going to invest in this room. With inflation, everything's expensive. I'm anticipating $1,000. I'm going to try to do this room for $1,000. I'm going to try. The door itself is going to cost me $300 for this door. It's a solid alder wood door. But let's see. Obviously, the demo was just my own personal labor, nothing. So what I have to get the rough in, I got the 2x4s, get all the framing done, 2 sheets of drywall. The 5/8 drywall, I primarily bought that for out in the garage. I have all of these holes I cut out in the ceiling, and I have to cover it back up. I cut out that, I got to cover that up. So 15 2x4s, a paint roller, 2 sheets of 1/2 inch drywall, 1 sheet of 1/2 inch CDX, and 1 sheet of 5/8 drywall. I could say eliminate the 5/8 drywall because that's for the garage. That's another project. Then I got some 2.5 inch, 3 inch screws. Sorry, the screen was all hazy. So I always break those. They always break on me. I don't care if I spend $20+ on a paint roller or if I spend $5. They break all the time. So I bought a quart of black paint because that's going to go in the background of the bench seat. And then I bought 2 1-pound boxes of 3 inch screws and 1 2. And I was looking for 2s, but the 2.5s. This is to screw the plywood. to the wall. Take a guess where I'm at right here. So, let's see. Paint and all that. Paint was expensive. That was $27 for the paint. But if I take off the 5/8 drywall, $16, the total comes out to, well, if I take $16 off, you know, do the math, $207, say. So $207 just for this. Guys, the old days, like, I'm talking 2000. In my time, you know, you're talking about, you know, people didn't make as much money back then in the 90s. Were there six-figure people? You're a high roller. You're living in a big house and all that stuff, making six figures in those days. But average people making anywhere from, say, $50,000 to $80,000, that was the standard. And this material, this same material, I remember buying drywall for $1.99, $2. And then there's this huge, one of the drywall warehouse factories burnt down. Drywall went skyrocketing to like $10, and I'm literally paying per sheet for half-inch drywall, $15 a sheet, $14.99. It's effing insane. It's expensive, and I just wanted to kind of show you this stage. I'm going to be very transparent what this little project is going to cost. I'm guessing $1,000. I'd be happy if I could do it for $1,000, because the bench seat's going to be solid alder wood, and it's not that big. That's probably going to run me $100 just for the small pieces of alder. And yeah, blows my mind. But the investment with this property, I won't be upside down. Yeah, like, just say we're at $208 right now, 207 or whatever I said, with what I just bought. And this is just for the rough-in, and that's it. That's not even the finishes. Thank God there's not a lot of trim. There's not a lot of the ceiling that's going to be tongue and groove. I do have the stain, and I do have the sealer, so I do not have to buy that. I had it for the rest of the house, so at least I have those materials. It's just a matter of buying the tongue and groove, a 1x6 tongue and groove pine. So I think I'll be good. I think I'm going to beat the 1,000, but that's my budget, is $1,000 to do this. And yeah, in the old days, this whole thing should have cost tops $500 maximum. I'm talking you do it yourself. Now you hire somebody to do this, you're looking at $2,000, $2,500. So you're like, when you get estimates and bids, whatever the material costs, double it. That's what you'd be paying someone for labor. But other than that, hey, we're going to keep going, and we're going to get into some framing, guys. All right, let's get going, which will be tomorrow, actually. All right, we'll do some more recording tomorrow. I pull my truck out. Let's do something with the foyer, even though it's a Sunday. Get up. Get this thing out of here. Yeah. It's windy today. There we go. All right. All right, we need to get some dimensions, some sizes. I'm gonna get this piece of plywood cut, and let's see, 43 3/4. The bottom is actually 43. Oh yeah, I forgot this wall's on a plumb, 3/4 of an inch, and it's gonna stay on a plumb. I'm not gonna bust anything out because the whole corner is finished. So 43. I got 43 43, bottom, top. $94.5 length, 94 long. I got my dimensions. Let's get outside and let's get this cut. I got a stud here. I got one here. I got one here. The reason I know is because these old holes were for this old closet, and then obviously one in the corner. I got 4 studs to screw to. I'm gonna get it cut, get it painted, and get her installed. Let's get outside and let's get this piece cut. All right. Well, I'm actually going to make 2 cuts. Reason being is this first cut for where the door goes, the way I'm going to frame it, I need so I'm going to put 2x4s in opposite direction. So I need a 3.5 inch extra width to make the full width of a wall. So when I put 2x4s together, it's only 3 inches. I need another 1/2 inch to put in between. So that's the first cut. The second cut is the cut for the back of the bench seat. It's visible. I see it. So it's kind of like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So that'll be my 2 cuts. I got the blade depth correct. You want to go maybe a 1/4 inch past the thickness of the wood. That's what I do. Any carpenter should be doing that. Right. So that's a perfect square cut. Now, perfect. That's that. All right. Found my last little, just a 1/2 inch snap. I just got the paint Friday. I got bad news with my transmission. I got fluid all over my floor, my garage. I looked underneath my truck, loaded with transmission fluid. Loaded. Not happy. Can't win. I thought I was in the clear. Sorry about the wind. Can't control that. Thought I was in the clear, and apparently I'm not. I don't know. Well, the easiest way to do this, I don't need a paint pan. I just need to pour it. Pour it on there, I guess. Right? Forgot what color the girl was. A woman, lady, told me it's a black, but I forgot what she said. Kind of black. It's windy out today. Sorry for the wind in the video, but you know what? One coat will do. I was wondering if one fall, I'm dumping it in here and making it super heavy. So instead of painting this inside the house and causing fumes, that's latex, so it's really no fumes, so forget that. Yeah, one coat will do. And that's it. Oh, that's one way to do it, right, guys? Yeah, one coat does it. This was my last nap roller, I should say. It's on heavy. What was a half a quart? Was that a pint? Right? Let's clean that up. Don't have to worry about spilling paint inside. Yeah. Yeah, so about my truck, I don't know. I don't know if they forgot to do something. Put some sort of plug back on. You know, here I thought it was a way of wasting money. I mean, I have no problem putting a new transmission on, but he's having a hard time even finding one. One guy wanted, for a used trans with like 160,000 miles on it, he wanted $5,500. Yeah, 5,500. That's crazy. So I don't know. Well, that's it. I'll let the wind do its thing. Try this. Clean up the paint. And it's usually like a couple hours. I'll let it cool down. All right. So I'm going to make sure those are centers. I know that center right here. I'm just using a little trim nail. And that, I know, is my exact center. I'm going to just repeat down here. As long as I didn't hit nothing there. So if I hit something here, my center will be here. Let's see if this, good, good, good. That's my center there. And of course, there should be a stud here. Yeah, on the corner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure off the plumb line over, because this wall was out of whack, 3/4 of an inch. So if you keep pulling off that, you're going to be off. So the first one, 6 1/8. Everything should be exactly 16 from there. That one's 15 7/8. But so 22 and 38. So 22 and 38. I'm gonna write them all here. So 6 1/8, 22 and 38. So as I put my plywood here, I'm gonna just keep it even with the, inside that line. I'm just gonna hook it and just go from there. Then I'll get my 6-foot level. I'll draw a line down on each one, and I'll just screw the plywood right to the wall. Plywood's drying right now. I'm gonna cut studs for here, and you get a double stud here. I'm actually gonna add another stud on here for nailing surfaces. I'm gonna put like a picture frame around this section for the aspen logs. And I know I got rain coming Thursday. Today is Sunday. So once I have this set, these walls all built, the goal is to have the framing kind of done today. I'll see how far I go. I'm kind of like, when you're in the mood to do something, but you're not in the mood. And I'm trying to get as far as I can with this project. If anything, tomorrow will be my heavy hitter, getting everything in great shape, drywall done, getting that joist up above cut, finish getting this cut perfectly, getting everything framed, drywalled to 100%. I want to have that by tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm going to cut some studs and get those in there. Let's get it. That's twisted. Gotta get that well, I bought screws, so either get my nail gun set up or I'm just gonna screw it all in place. I didn't want to screw it all. I got screws for it, so might as well, right? Alright, just say the bit was included. I got the bit. It's flush. Looks like I got a toe screw the bottom plate, or the stud I should say, but she's tight to the drywall, so yeah. So say if you got even though this is, well, I guess you could go back a little bit more, but there's a little gap here, and so toe screwing is like literally where you take the screw, you don't go straight in, but if you want to push the stud back, you toe screw like this from a corner, and you go right to the other side, you should push it back. It moved just a fuzz, and that was all I needed. So. Obviously, nailing is faster. All right, well, I got the piece in, got the bottom, got it shimmed up a 1/2 inch. What I'm going to do is get at least one screw started, or side of the pencil line. Let's see if this even shows level. Or plumb, I mean. She's plumb. She is on the money. So I want to make sure I get a screw at the bottom. Hit the bottom plate. There she is. She's held in place. Oh yeah. So that's going to be the background. So I put the logs on. Oh, sorry about that. Let's get you. So on the background, when I put those logs on, yeah, they may be about 3 inches in depth. I was debating, do I go different lengths or keep it flush? I'm actually going to keep it flush. Leave it in the comment. Let me know what you would do. Would you do different lengths? They're going to be different sizes, from 1.25 inches to even all the way up to 5-inch round. And the reason I planned on keeping it flush, I guess what I could do, because I wouldn't mind having a coat rack here. What's with me standing here or hanging a hat. So if I maybe kept a row of perfectly flush of say 5-inch, same size, and then go sporadic. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Will you give me some suggestions? Always willing to try something different. All right, we have. I hope the volume sounds okay. I'm using a microphone, and I hope it's good enough. All right, so do you remember those measurements? I actually wrote them on this wall here. Actually, that was not a half. That's an eighth. Guys, I'm going back to my dang truck. I'm really bummed about this situation. I'm really bummed. Why it's leaking? It's leaking bad. So 6 1/8 was the first one. Then, 6 1/8, 22, then 38. Maybe I will. I bought some. Well, I did buy 2.5. I don't think I need 3-inch because it's 1 inch should be in 2 inches. I don't think I need 3.5. I'm gonna get the 2-inch screws. 2.5. I mean. I gotta get my level. Get these all leveled up. The thing is, the mark will go away. It's a black pencil. So important to hit all the studs because I'm gonna imagine that there's some weight once all the studs are on. I think that'll do it. Let's get some screws in the center. Work our way both directions. Should I treat it like flooring, like hardy board, and go every 8 inches with a screw? Or do I need more than that? Or less than that? Yeah. All right. So the back part is all done, all screwed off. And next, I'm going to put a top plate on. I got two joists. I can just screw there and there, which is plenty fine. And then I'll measure from there to the floor. Then I'll build the wall and slide her in place. So let's measure and see what that top plate is. Okay, so we got 25 1/4 to get a top plate. 25 1/4 tied to the drywall. I left the drywall on this side. I was going to take it off. The reason I decided not to is, remember I said when I put the jamb, it's going to butt against this sheet of drywall. Well, by leaving this in there, I keep the 4.5, width, 4.5, 4.5, 4 9/16, whatever. And I could run this in one piece. Well, I doubt I'll get one piece in here because of the header. But I was able to keep the header. I'm so happy about that. And I don't have to worry about that whatsoever. And the piece that I cut, the 1/2 inch at 3.5, that's going in this wall. So I will show you. So I'm going to, forgot my, I think I said 25 1/4. Measure twice, cut once. Yeah, 25 1/4 is it's tight. So shy 25 1/4. All right, so I got the back wall all screwed up, the top all screwed. And then what I did was I screwed into this header here. So what I have to do next is these studs have to turn the opposite way. So I have to put two of them together. So right now I got 3.5 and then 4 inches. So by putting the stud this way, I have a 1/2 inch gap here. So I'm going to build the piece outside. The way I'm going to do it is going to be a 2x4, 1/2 inch plywood. That's what I ripped down. And then a 2x4. I'll have the full 3.5. Then I'm going to put pieces, 3 6-inch pieces, maybe 1, 2, and then 3. And then I could screw into here to keep this piece solid. I'll screw a couple screws up into the header and screw down into the plate. And then I'm gonna And then my rough opening from there to there is supposed to be 26 inches. And the same thing up there. I think I'm about 26 and an eighth, which is fine. But let me get outside. And yeah, so far looking good. This is going to be the bench seat. So actually when you come in, this is what's going to be open. This is all be wide open. The water heater will be by itself. And I got so lucky with that area because I didn't have to move any electric, nothing. All I have to do is drywall the wall, just literally this wall right here. And what I was talking about, when you slide your door jamb in, my jamb will stop with this drywall. So this drywall will stop right here. It'll just go here to the wall. And that's why I pushed the plywood back, so I had something to screw the wall to. I do not plan on drilling or anything into the tile. Nothing. I wanted to leave it alone, or left alone, I should say. I'm going to take Lexel, put Lexel on each side, and she should be golden. Because the hinge, the hinge side of the door is going to be out over here. So when the door shuts, it just slams. So, and then when I build the box down below for the seat, this will stay in place. I mean, I had to beat the wall in. I made it a little bit too tight, but that's the story of my life. I like it tight. All right, guys. It's basically like just, it's like I'm building a header. That's kind of the similarity that I'm doing. I forgot my drill gun. So the half inch is going to go in between. Oh. Okay. Make sure the length is even. Then make sure that's all even. So you can see what I'm doing. I'll make sure everything's even. This will get me my my true 3.5 now, because I'm turning this stud, so I got 3.5 now. See, 3.5 by 3.5, but I got to add a ½ inch on this end. And doggos are coming back. So I'm gonna get my drill gun. Forgot to grab it and get it together. I'm slowly just gonna work the 2x4 all the way up to the end, make sure they're even. I'm gonna actually stagger for now, and then I'll get it back to. Yes. Now this one in. I need that ½ inch extension to make it 3.5 by 4. So Can't have enough for 3, so I'm just gonna do one at the top and one at the bottom. Well, I can't toenail it, so I guess I could come up a little bit. Give about a 6-inch gap. I'll leave a 6-inch gap on it. All I'm going to do is maybe put 2 screws in each one. Because that's it. I got my new ring too, guys. Got it yesterday, by the way. It's all brand new. Look at that. I'll show a better picture of it. All right, she's all ready to go in. All right, it's the moment of truth. So I want the stud going this way, and then I'll screw through these studs into here to hold it tight, and I'll toenail it. Moment of truth. Feel a little stuck, not too bad. All right. Yeah. I like it. Next is I had 26. Yep. 26 and a 16th. So I will toenail these up. Actually, I want to screw to the back. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'll get a couple toenail this way. I'll get a couple on the bottom and she'll be it. Or run a bead of Lexel. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Alright guys, well that's it for this episode. I'm shot. Like I said, I can only do so much at a time. This, like I said, I am expired with pain. I can't do anymore. But let's take a look at what I did. So we got the new wall built, and of course it lines up perfectly with that wall. And the bench seat will come out to here. Same as the wall. It'll be even. So I had to build that same type of wall header type thing again right here. But right now we got 39.5 in between, and the backboard is on, ready for that fancy stuff, which is cool. And still have to finish this, framing that, and cut that out. That'll be in the next episode. So I think it'll be good. It'll be good. I like it. I like it.